So the first step to fixing your runner's knee pain is going to be addressing your gait or your actual running form, okay? So just like I mentioned in the little blurb above this video, you can stretch and strengthen all day long, but if you don't address the form that's actually compounding the issue and making the issue worse, then it's just gonna keep on coming back, right? So this is step one. So what a super common issue that we see in a lot of our runners is a form fault known as overstriding or brake landing, right? So what that means is that your foot and actually your heel lands out in front of you like this, away from your body. So that first point of contact is the heel coming down on the ground. So this is inefficient for a few different reasons. What you want to do instead is to actually get your foot more underneath you. And the reason for this is that when your foot's out in front of you like this with the heel coming down, that stress is kind of going directly through that knee joint, and it doesn't allow you to most efficiently use your entire leg strength and your leg muscles to absorb some of that force from running, because running does put a lot of force through your muscles and joints. Okay, so what I mean by land more forefoot is to kind of keep your foot underneath your body more and land more towards the front of the foot, okay? So what that's gonna do is allow the whole leg to equally kind of absorb those forces and not put it so much so through the knee joint, because it's kind of like that angled force, which we're kind of trying to avoid, okay? So there's a couple different ways to kind of try to incorporate this into your running. So the best way and most efficient way that we like to teach people to do this is to actually start from the top, okay? So what you wanna do is kind of get your shoulders back and push your chest out a little bit. Feels silly at first, but trust me on this. So get your chest out a little bit and kind of, we say, run tall, run proud, okay? So what this is gonna do is kind of allow the force to be pushed forward instead of down, right? So we don't wanna be going down and here, we wanna be up and proud so that we can direct the force forward. So it's also going to help that the next step, once you're tall and proud, you want to kind of lean forward at the ankles. So you can kind of try this little drill here by just leaning forward. The first thing that you are kind of forced to do is to put that like more forefoot or toe striking landing down. So when you're about to fall over, you're not going to try to put your heel out, because that's not efficient, right? So once you get that, run tall, run proud, lean forward at the ankles, and try to kind of get that like leaning force going. That will help you to get that forefoot landing. And another common thing to kind of just be aware of is that when we first give people these cues of like run more on your toes or run more forefoot landing, you feel super ridiculous, right? So you're gonna feel like you're like prancing along on your toes. But what we found that when we actually slow down a video recording of it is that even though you feel like you're running on your tippy toes, you're actually just running more in that midfoot, forefoot landing, which is right where you want to be, okay? So run tall, run proud, lean forward, and practice kind of getting that first point of contact being more of that midfoot position. Something also to keep in mind with this is that it's not gonna happen overnight, right? So just like with anything, it takes practice. By putting yourself in this more efficient running form with that forefoot landing, it is gonna put more stress through the calf and the back of your leg. So that's why a ton of runners suffer from shin splints, right? Because that's what happens from getting that overstriding position, is you're putting all the stress on the front of the shin and that front of the shin muscle, that anterior tibialis. So by running in a more efficient running form, you're putting more of that stress on your calf, and that's definitely something you have to get used to, right? So the calves, you might go out and try this and your calves are gonna be super sore. So something to keep in mind is just to slowly build up to this, right? So it's gonna take time, it's gonna feel weird. Try to just incorporate it into your run. So just maybe run for like 30 seconds to a minute practicing the form, and then just go back to a comfortable position from there. So again, fixing your gait, step one to solving that runner's knee problem. Continue on below for steps 2 and 3.